Yes, we're here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It feels really weird not having a computer right in my face. Hello, everyone at West Ham Network. Hope you're well. Welcome back to Match Day afternoon.
Match day late lunch.
Yeah.
It's a late lunch. It's quarter to late lunch. And
you can see a contrast in the size.
Yeah.
See me and Russie B.
I thought, it's done me hammy in there. That's it. I'm not match fit. Oh, I'm excited. I'm buzzing today. Aren't you buzzing today?
I'm buzzing. Do you know what? There was an element of nervousness. I think when you do a long journey, you always think, what have you got to expect from it? But the minute you're on that plane, you're flying down the air and you get to the airport, and then suddenly, as soon as you get to Stratford and you start walking up that way, it starts kicking in. It really does. And we came into Gatwick like a big dollop of claret.
I was going to say, it probably wasn't much claret at Glasgow.
Well,
I
think there was a couple of people talking on the plane. I overheard them. I've brought my son and my nephew down as well. So, yeah, do you know what? Buzzing. Got here now. Buzzing. Few hours. Well, six-ish hours to go. Is it? Something like that. So
welcome to my world.
Yeah, got plenty of time. He's going to go and work, but we can go and have a little bit of a relaxing time. So, yeah, I'm buzzing, mate. Absolutely buzzing.
The crowd are already going wild. The crowd are going wild. No, it was funny. Like today, I really sort of. I don't know. It was like
before we go. I just want to represent this top. This top Freddie's wearing was actually my top. So Freddie's actually representing now. So, do you want to have anything to say about the game tonight?
I hope they win.
There you go.
Sorry for anyone with headphones. What have we got, Richard? Have you got your lucky pants on today, Anton?
Oh, lucky pants. Don't really wear pants, but anyway.
Commando.
No,
like it.
I know.
I know you wear pants, Freddie. I hope you wear pants.
Hey, Richard. Hope you're well, mate.
Steve. Russ must be careful with the Scotsman in London, indeed. They let him in. I don't know how it happened, but they let him in.
We're here. I had to go through passport control, and they were like, yeah, here comes the big geezer. Let's get him through. I was like, sorted. Toby's is a very exciting part of West Ham's history. Yes.
But it would be today, isn't it? Second semi-final in successive years.
Let's not underestimate that, Russ, man. That's huge. Like, what an achievement. And as much as it's not been a great season, let's park that for a minute. We can focus in the Premier League. It's not, but we can focus now on Europe. We're in the European semi-final. And tonight's about trying to do this job nice and early. And that's what we need to do. We need to get the job done early. Like, we're at first, first leg at home. It's not ideal. We obviously want the second leg away. That would be the most ideal thing.
Yeah.
But we're at home, and we just need to take that advantage of being at home. It's going to be a sellout.
Yep, sellout today. Yeah.
So the crowd will be on under the lights of the London Stadium. We know we can get this place rocking and rolling, and I'm sure we will. Now you've got a big job of making the music.
I think Sunday proved it. Sunday proved, if the fans turn up. The fans turn up every game. There's been no doubt about that. But then it's what's replicated on the pitch. If then the players start playing and they give in their all, then the fans will respond. I mean, Sunday was a case in point. You walked in and you felt that Sunday that the fans were up for it, and obviously then the players are up for it, and then you just have this sort of symbiotic. And it just works. And today as well, I think tonight you're going to have, they said 62,500 here. You're going to have a whole contingent. And I love a European night as well, because you're going to have AZ ALKMAAR. They'll be bringing all their singing and dancing as well. And that's what really does bring the atmosphere. Because it's almost like you've got to compete with them. And, obviously Sunday's result was great for us as well.
Yeah.
And hopefully it means we can keep this trajectory up. And saying a lot of posh words today. I don't know why.
I think the key thing here is, we're here. We're in a semi-final. You can only do what's in front of you. People underestimate all the competitions, but you have to be in the competition first and foremost.
True.
Then you have to get to the final. Secondly, we're in the semi-finals, but we're at home and we need to play to that advantage. It's key for me today. We've built up a little bit of momentum. What a victory on Sunday. Like, it was amazing. It was great and it was deserved. And players were starting to click, and hopefully now, and I know we talk a lot about this, but hopefully we're clicking at the right time. It would have been ideal if it was clicking a bit earlier, but again, I keep saying park it. I keep bringing it up, so I'm going to park it now. But Europe's been good for us this year, and I can't believe we're in a second semi-final.
It's mental.
Season.
It's mental, and
we need to go one further, man.
We need to. Well, two further. We need to get to far than winning.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, as you said, it's like it's such an achievement. Regardless, whoever you've got to still beat who's in front of you. We haven't had obviously, the most toughest opponents, I'd suggest, but doesn't matter.
I know people say that all the time, and people do say that a lot, but again, you can literally only play, and I'll bring up the whole circumstances by being a West Ham fan.
Yeah.
West Ham, historically don't play well against sides when we're the favourite. So historically, we don't do well. So that's the way. Just need to turn up and do a job, and that's all I really care about today is turning up, doing a job, getting it done nice and early. It'd be so nice, Russ, man, if this could be something. I don't want to get carried away with it, but if we could do a real good job tonight, like I kind of have a good. I'm talking like a real good job, so I'm going to exaggerate a little bit, but if you could have a 4-goal cushion, I'm not saying we will. Yeah, I don't think we will, but if we could, what a good feeling that would be going into the next game to try and guarantee mathematical safety for the Premier League. Then the second leg against ALKMAAR. So,
yeah, same team.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I was going to say EK Larnaca.
That's impressive. We can do that. Yeah. I know what you mean. It's not ideal, obviously. We prefer, but it's better to have the second leg, obviously, away at home. Yeah. Because it would have been an amazing achievement for us if we beat them over both legs to have qualified here for the final. But as you said, there's a real opportunity now to put a marker down. We know, statistically, AZ aren't great at playing away. They tend to be a better home side than their away side,
and they can put goals past teams.
Yeah, they can. But we and they can have goals against them as well. I mean, Anderlecht, it was 2-0 at their gaff. They took it back, brought it back to the AFS Stadio and won 2-0, and obviously went to penalties. So, we've turned over Anderlecht twice now. So, in theory, we should be more than capable of doing a job here. They're by the sounds of it, they've got a few players out now.
Yeah, they do. And I think on top of that as well, I mean, you heard from the press conference yesterday that you did, Russ, that Zuma's got a chance. But, I mean, I think it's probably too early. I don't think they would need to risk him. No. But then at the end of the day, I think I sent a message in yesterday to the group and I said something like, he's the most injury-prone, well-recovered player I've ever known in my life. Yeah. Like, he gets really bad injuries and then suddenly comes back miraculously and then plays for 4 or 5 months and it gets another really bad injury. Yeah, I don't know. I just make up words as I go along.
We do. We just make up words. We don't make up words. What we got? We've got Steve in the house. Anton has some jelly deals.
I've had them before. Don't you worry. Ugh. Some people don't. You have. It's an acquired taste, but you've got to have strong taste buds.
You two should do a stand-up show. Thunder and Joy's got your top.
Yeah, it's good top, mate.
Should give it back. Top. Andy's here as well. Andy's in the chat. Nice to see Andy. He's in the Sportsman. If you're going to the Sportsman bar, I think you're.
It's the Sports Club.
He's in the,
what's a Sportsman?
Sportsman. I don't know where that's Andy, where's that? Let us know, man.
Let us know what that is, mate.
I think we'll say Greg reckons we'll take a 2-0 lead or more to the away leg. That'd be nice indeed. Steve's put down for 3-1 victory. I think, a good result would be at least two clear goals, I'd say, because
I think can score. I think minimum we need to try and get away with 2 goals. Yeah. But it's West Ham, Russ. There's no point in us sitting here and trying to pretend it's not. Everything I'm saying is a pipe dream, and fingers crossed that's what we can get done. But we are West Ham; we don't do things easy. So we, historically, let's probably do this hard way, which is going to be either a 1-0 win or a 1-1 draw. Yeah. And the pressure goes against us into Holland. So we'll see.
And I mean, we've got to make this crowd. You've got to make this crowd, work in our favour today. I mean, AFS, they've got like 19,500 stadium there. So, coming to a big stadium. I know they've been to big stadiums before. Yeah. They've been to Ajax, Eindhoven and stuff like that. But, big, hostile London Stadium crowd, all the fireworks. We'll have all the light shows. We can make a massive difference.
Absolutely. And, going on to like the players, for example, the performance against Manchester United. Yeah. Really good performance. Players stepping up, like I said, we've done it. I mean, I think after the review video I did, I felt like I could have done an individual video on all of the players' performance. And I don't want to get carried away with that. But equally, why not? Because it's taken us so long to get that kind of performance out. And we need that consistency now. So this would be a really good time to get that consistency. But I mean, let's talk about Declan. I mean, we talk about Declan Rice all the time. So let's talk about Paqueta. I mean, Russ, mate. I mean, how important is he as becoming to Massive. Us as a player? But not just for the reason why David Moyes brought him, which was to be, if we go back to the reason we said he brought him in, was to be that creative player. Yeah. He didn't realise what he was actually getting, if I'm being really honest with you.
I don't think he was.
And he's got an all-round midfielder.
He has indeed. And I think actually the last few games we've seen a massive difference in a real sort of step up in his performances. And I think part of that is because he's almost having the burden of a defensive job taken away from him slightly with Souček there. Yeah. Souček's playing more defensively, which allows Declan Rice to... And obviously this has almost gone completely full circle again, because when we started off the season, it was Souček being defensive and Dec being more... And we were playing shit. Yeah. Now we seem to be doing exactly the same thing again, but it's clicking for some reason.
Yeah. I think the click is... I think Paqueta's energy,
Yeah.
it's next level energy. Like, we look at his heat maps every single week after the game, and you can talk about Declan Rice's heat map and Tommy Souček's heat map, but wait till you see Paqueta's heat map. The guy is not scared of getting stuck in. No wonder he comes out with bloody injuries or a fear that he's got an injury every couple of weeks, because he has no fear about him at all when getting stuck in. And I'm happy with a player like him to be creative and in the final third give the ball away, because I don't want him to do it. Nobody wants a player to give the ball away, but that's expected when you're trying to create so much stuff. And I think once he's into his rhythm, which he is, once you get players thinking on the same rhythm, and I'm not dissing out Antonio here, but if you say for example, Scamacca did work out and was making those runs, you need someone to have that visualization of what that pass is going to be. And if we can find that connection then between, Paqueta and a future forward, so be it's going to be Antonio tonight, then, it would be nice if it can click. I mean, how good, Antonio, you can't fault his performances again.
No, not at all. The last 3 or 4 games, he's been back to beast mode. He's dialed it back up to 11, and it makes a massive difference. We've said it how many times, when Antonio plays or the side play well, because it is so. The whole game is filtered towards spearheaded by Antonio. Yeah. So if he's not playing well, then that's the whole game plan sort of goes. Yeah. But he came off. I know on his podcast we don't really like him to talk about stuff in his podcast, but he says he's knackered, which I can totally understand. He was knackered after the Man United game, so hopefully he's had a few days rest and will be on proper beast mode today.
Absolutely, and I think that's vital for us for the season. He's got he's again. Albeit, listen, I still think he's got a West Ham career even after this season, just not as the main starter, but definitely as a squad player. I think he can still offer us, but Antonio could go down in West Ham history. He really could.
Well,
he will do now, but I'm talking like he can go down in legendary status. And I mean this in the most, nicest way. And I know it's tough when people hear that when you talk about players like Antonio, as we're standing beside the European champion trophy. And I'm not meaning that, and again, disrespect to any of those players, but Antonio is currently our all-time goal scorer in the Premier League. When he's doubted, he steps up, and if he can walk away with a bit of silverware and be part of history for this club and stay with us for the rest of his career and be part of this transitional period that we're going through, because I do believe there is a transitional period, whether that's with Moyes or a new manager, it's different. But if he's part of that transitional period, then he can go down in that as that status, and he will always be welcome back at this club.
Definitely. And it's one of those. You look at players who have legendary status within the younger age fan base, obviously, who haven't won anything for 40 odd years or 43 years yesterday, and a lot of players have got that legendary status who have done a lot less, who aren't the Premier League goal scorer of all time, Premier League goal scorer of all time. And that record is going to stand for a very long time.
Absolutely.
Until maybe someone like ALKMAAR plays for 10 8, 9, 10 seasons realistically. So let's get a few comments. Apparently the Sportsman is near the church in the old High Street.
All right, okay,
there we go.
Oh, well, Milesy, I'm not going to head there just now because I've got a little man you can see behind us, wherever he is, behind Russ. The video, there he is there. Like, he's filming his own stuff. Set up all his cameras. So but hopefully we'll catch up with you, mate. I think we're going to head back in come back in about 4 or 5 o'clock, so I'll message you, mate.
Yeah. English Yardie, nice to see you. I'm liking Aged and Oggy to start. Also Kira and Emerson in defence. I'll give you my starting 11 in a couple of hours' time.
I think
it's pretty much going to be the Man United style.
Yeah, I think you've got to give credit to Kira as well. He's had a bit of a please put your pants away, Freddie. Thank you. Don't listen to Craig and Shane.
That's like Blackadder. Yeah, that's like the old Blackadder sketch. Quibble.
His mum will kill me. Please. Right, so I forgot what I was going to say because I turned around and my son's wearing his pants on his head.
Talking about the starting 11.
Kira, I was saying that we first signed him, and I remember the first couple of games he played, he was thrown straight into the mix. Yeah. Always going to be tough, couple of errors, but I thought he actually had all-round decent games. The biggest problem with him was inconsistency in the positions he was playing. Left back, right back. Yeah. All that game malarkey, so I won't talk about it just now. But he's found a little bit of form recently because he's getting consistency in the team and in the relevant position. Yeah. And even when he does have to nip out, he's very quickly back in the team within a week or two, rather than being out of the team for 3 or 4 weeks. So I think it's really good for players like that, and that could be part of the clicking process.
Maybe
that could be it. Sifal being out, it's not great. It's disappointing. He's another player that's came back into form.
It might be the same thing as Antonio when Antonio got injured. Antonio sort of when he had like Scamacca and Ings, and almost the pressure was too much. and he didn't perform well. Now there's really no one competing for his jersey. He's sort of like relaxed. And I think maybe Kira's the same. Yeah. Maybe he's got Soufal breathing down his neck. He knows Soufal's going to be out for a few weeks. Yeah. And then he has a really good few games.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's...
I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to bring in a neutral fan. Well, he's a West Ham fan. He's not neutral. Come on in, Click. Come on, Craig. So what's good about this? This is Craig, my friend, Clarky.
What do you think he is? He's a West Ham fan.
he is a West Ham fan. But he used to play football. So this is Craig. Craig, say hi to everyone.
Hi, everyone.
So, Craig, what's your opinion looking in from the outside of the Conference League in general? Be honest.
I mean, last year you ended up with, I think the last 4 teams in it were really strong, right?
Yeah.
This year, I think West Ham have probably had a pretty straightforward run. But it's a European competition. Get a final in Prague. So yeah, it's a great thing for the club, and I hope they do it really well.
So Craig became West Ham through being a friend of mine, and now goes on a regular occasion because he lives down here. So you've been to quite a few games this year. It's not been great. You can admit that from seeing us over the years. What's been going wrong, and what do you think we can do to move that forward?
It's been very flat most of the season, but I thought Sunday I was at the game on, was it Sunday?
Yeah.
Man United. It was brilliant on Sunday, and the atmosphere was amazing. So obviously hopefully they've moved on from the sort of poor form, bit indifferent. And Moyes is always reluctant to make changes, but I think the signings that have come in seem to be producing a bit more now. Kera was really good at the weekend. You know, Aguerd's obviously not been injured and been settled and been playing every week.
Definitely.
But I think Sunday they looked really, really good. Deserved winner, so just kind of good timing for the European run. Safe in the league now, so kick on. Don't know if Moyes stays now. What do you think?
Well, someone's asked a question. Who's asked a question? Michael's asked a question. If you win the cup, can the board sack Moyes?
To be honest, I don't think it's really a case of what the board want to do. I think Moyes will make that decision for them. If I'm being, I don't know how to. This is a really tough one to answer. So if you ask our personal opinion, we can give you that answer. But what do we genuinely think will happen? Well, if Moyes wins this tournament, right, he has got and wants to stay in the job. He's got an almighty reason why he was in that job.
It's a big line in his CV, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge. That's a massive achievement. And you know, I know it's not been great in that, but they could take a risk. Either way, what we have to understand is getting a new boss is a risk. Keeping David Moyes is a risk. Yeah. Because you get a new boss, they will want to implement their own style. They could hit off straight away.
They could,
or David Moyes could make the click that we've had over the last couple of seasons. I don't know.
Where Moyes steps away on a high.
That's it. That's another option.
That's the option. You know, I think, you know, the fact is he hasn't won a competition in his career, has he? So he's won a. So is that it? You know, he's technically at the moment the third oldest manager in the Premier League. The other two are on short-term deals anyway. So you know they'd be leaving. So if he did maintain, he would be the oldest manager in the Premier League. Maybe goes out and says, you know,
goes on a high.
Goes out on a high. See you later, potato.
Get Potter in.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's going to be, we've still got plenty of time to go in the season. I think that you have to get past this game and obviously next week and get to the final. And like you said, Russ, it's three big games in Europe to play now. You know, we're still, it feels like we're close, but we're still not close enough.
Yeah.
Even after tonight, we're not close enough. That's why I want a bigger cushion than anything. I know we all do, but I really think it's vital we can try and, the key thing for me tonight is it's about the momentum and, you know, when we're on top is bombarding them.
Yeah.
We have to do that tonight. And I know that's not necessarily a David Moyes tactic, but in Europe it kind of has been.
Yeah. We've tended to really sort of drum teams where we've had an opportunity to. You know, I mean, look at the Larnaca game. We could have gone really easy back at here when it was sort of the time was sort of done. But we didn't. We put our foot down and went through it. I think the trouble is, I think it's, the trouble with AZ is they've got a very youthful side. So you could take that in two ways. One is youthful enthusiasm. They come here, 60,000 stadium. They're used to a 20,000 stadium. It ups their game. They get like an attribute card on FIFA. You know, like they'll get an extra 10. Or they crumble, you know, with the noise and stuff, you know. It's unusual for them as well. I mean, ironically, yesterday, obviously, we lost the national playoff. Which then would have taken us into, in essence, the under-19s Champions League, which AZ won this year.
Yeah.
So they've got
a good feeding.
They've got a good feeding into club. A lot of kids coming through. Shows pathway. All that bollocks we've been talking about for the last year since Mark's come back in.
Yeah.
Last 5 months he's come back in as director of football, sporting director. So it's a real, they punch well above their weight in their league.
Yeah.
They've got a stadium which is maybe a third of the size of PSV and Ajax is. But they do punch well above their weight. So they've got some good, very much like a Brighton, and we don't play well against Brighton.
Yeah.
And so,
but I mean, another thing to consider as well, slightly off topic a little bit, but if you do get through to the final, I mean, the stadium only takes 19,000 fans.
I know, mental, innit?
In Prague, 19,000 fans.
Yeah.
And they're only apparently rumoured to be 4,000 West Ham tickets.
4,000 tickets, yeah.
I mean, but, that's...
You'd imagine a game like this tonight should be, or the tie should be straightforward, but it never really is.
Well, I said to Russ, I say this all the time. I said it's historically West Ham, on paper, don't really like being the favourites historically.
No.
And this whole competition, we've been the favourites and we've done well. So the bigger occasion can get the best of us sometimes, but this is about trying to change that. This is about that. We played well. The form wasn't great in the Premier League last year, but we did a good European journey and faltered at Liffey, kind of one of the final hurdles. So tonight we just need to make sure we get the job done. And I think that intensity, for me, the key part here is intensity. Have that. I get David Moyes' reserved approach sometimes to games, but not in this game tonight.
No,
not under the lights with the fans behind you.
We'll be paying for blood tonight. We want a big performance.
We want a big performance, and I think the key is going in minimum at half-time up. Minimum at half-time up.
I mean, but that's the game plan for AZ ALKMAAR, isn't it? It's literally quieten the crowd straight away.
Yeah.
Because the crowd are going to be buzzing. We know they're going to be buzzing. It's a European semi-final, and we'll have, as I said, all the fireworks, the light shows, all that stuff. And
Shay, come here. I want to get your predictions quickly.
Go on, Shay. Let's go through some comments
in.
quickly. Michael says, nice to see Anton get down to the game.
It's been a while, Michael.
Heard the ref is exactly. It's been like the evolution
right, so
of man,
this is Shay, my nephew. Shay has come down. He comes to games with me quite a lot as well. Shay, what's your predictions for tonight?
2-0 West Ham.
2-0 West Ham. Anyone fancy scoring?
Antonio
at brace? No.
Antonio and Bowen.
Antonio and Bowen. Yeah, Bowen likes a European. He likes a European goal.
Bowen's twins drop, I think, a week before the final.
Right. So Danny will be loving that, won't she? Danny will be loving that.
Yeah, so it'll be shit for the final if we get through. Let's give a few more comments. Peter Chelsea, nice to see you, Pete. Hopefully the rain won't spoil the game. It's going to be a little bit spotty, I think, today. I reckon the weather.
Yeah, a couple of big crowds. I heard a bit of thunders, but it's broken up a little bit. So.
Heard the ref's a bit card happy. He is, so watch out, Cresswell. He is. I think it's 4 cards in 28 games. Something like that.
Yeah, I know.
Is there VAR? Yes, there is, Peter. There's VAR in the conference from the quarterfinals onwards, wasn't it? So, Anton, have you opened your wallet for the youngster to go down the Helter Skelter?
No, I'm not going down the Helter Skelter. We are going to the shop. That's the problem. The shop. Shop's the next one.
I think you're too little. I think you're too little yet, Fred. I think you're about. I'm too little. Like father, like son, wearing. Yeah, exactly. Would you start Fabianski tonight?
No. I don't think you can.
No,
I don't think that's fair.
Yeah,
I think that would be no.
I agree. No, we're not doing the watch along tonight, Cyber. Sorry,
mate.
We'll be here. We'll do the review show. You do, yeah. Craig will do it. Freddie will do it. He's a bit busy. Yeah, Pansy said, have you got Anton staying in Hornchurch tonight? Anton's staying in Gatwick tonight because he can't stay around Craig's now.
No, there's a problem with the trains, so I had to book a last-minute hotel at a really lovely place.
Where in Gatwick you staying? Premier Inn?
No. It's a last-minute deal. It's like the only room left in that area.
It's got 5.9 on booking.com.
Oh, God. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, well. Is that Gareth Bell talking to Russ? No.
Oh, do you like that?
Irish Tommy's gone Scottish. He does look at me like Irish Tommy. Craig does.
Who does? Oh, Craig does. All right. I thought you were I was like, who's he?
No, Craig.
Tommy must be a handsome bastard.
Oh, he is. Lovely man.
Scottish Clarkie.
Yeah. Step said Champions League. Spurs fans say they didn't want to win the conference, but if we win it, we'll be in Europe. Yep, in next year.
Do you know what Spurs fans said right at the start? They didn't want to win the conference when they were entered it, but they got knocked out very quickly, a lot earlier than what they thought. and it wasn't great. And if, like what Craig said earlier on, like you look at the competition that was in the semi-finals last year. Again, the competition in the semi-finals this year: Basel, Fiorentina, West Ham, AZ Alkmaar. Like it's a good, reasonable competition.
It is, but I mean, Craig was like last year. Arguably, the last four for the conference were stronger on paper, maybe from a prestige perspective, than the final four in the Europa League last year. I mean, PSV got to the quarters, final, didn't they?
Absolutely.
PSV was it PSV Roma final?
PSV Roma, yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Moyes got a tattoo.
I think apparently he said he's going to dance on the. He's dancing on the pitch if we win.
Yeah.
He said at his press conference.
So
Disco Dave.
I'll be dancing on the pitch.
Mr. Danny Dyer has told Bowen, bring home the cup or else. Yeah, it was in the paper today.
Yep.
What we got to say? I've seen Anton a few hours ago. He's staying in a hedge in someone's garden. All right, fair enough. Each to their own.
As long as we get home, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. What have we got here? We'd like to see our younger, quicker players starting. Emerson, Downs, Kira. Well, I think you see Kira starting. I don't think you see Emerson or Downs starting. I think it'll be. It's going to be.
Well, I don't know. Actually, I mean, you might not. Emerson might be.
maybe.
Emerson might over Criswell. It just depends on what he's want to do. I mean, is he going to try and Criswell? To be fair, has been doing well in the Premier League over the last couple of games, but I think Emerson is usually our Europa Conference player, and he can get forward and he sparks up a bit of a relationship with Benny and Paqueta. I mean, yeah, that could be a shout. That could be the option. I think you look like you're rethinking your starting 11 now.
No, I'm thinking. No, I'm thinking. No, I haven't. I'll put Creswell in as a spoiler. No, I think it will start the same. We'll just have Areola for Fabianski. So there's no point watching the starting 11 show later on. Fucking idiot. Yeah, but Emerson could be a change, but I think that'd be only change. Obviously, we know Areola for Fabianski. That'll be for sure. But I think Moyes don't like to change a winning side, does he?
He doesn't. But I think a couple of changes I can see, but we'll see. I mean, either way, it's vital.
It's not about playing on the front foot in the no better position than how they played at the weekend. Just continue on from that. So confidence is there, and they just go into the game tonight playing the front foot as they did at the weekend, and it should be straightforward. But
it should be. I mean, the side. I mean, the defence. If it's the same defence, bar Areola. They kept out Man United with like all of their strikers. Yeah. So they've got a lot of confidence out of that game for sure. So they just got to keep it going. But they got to keep the tempo going. Start from the off. Front foot. Everyone's going to be. So one of those nights. Those nights when you get like the haze. I think about the last game at the bowling. You got all those fireworks. You had this sort of weird haze. You'll have a weird haze tonight because we'll have the fireworks and the light show, and then they'll come out and the fans will be absolutely buzzing for it.
Buzzing for it, man.
We'll have DJ Tone will be doing it. I love these games because I do F all. Really, I just sit there. Yeah. Come on, Tony. Love DJ Tony. But that's it. Probably. That's it. We'll be back on later on. Hopefully, talking about the victory. Come, Fred. Get it done.
So that's the end of the match day afternoon. It's been nice to do it live with you, Russ. First time this season, which has been ridiculous considering all things. So finally, Freddie, what's your predictions for the game tonight? Quickly.
100-0.
100-0 to West Ham. So there you go. Put a pound on that. I wonder what odds you'll get back for that. Shay, you said 2-0.
2-0.
2-0. Bowen and Antonio to get it. Clarkey.
2-1 AZ.
Scottish Clarkey, let's start that again.
3-1.
West Ham. Do you fancy to score?
I think Declan's going to get a goal. Cresswell free kick. And Ben Rama.
Right, cool. Russie B. While Russ is thinking, Freddie's going to go and do a celebration when West Ham score. Go and show everyone while you're doing it. Go on. Don't run too far though.
Yeah, don't run back to Troon. Don't we do that? I'm gonna go with 3-0.
3-0.
3-0.
I'll take that. Listen, yeah, 4-1.
Yeah,
4-1.
Well,
have to be a little bit different.
Have to be a little different. If you are new around here, give it a like, a comment, give it a share, give us a subscribe. We're very, very close to 16,000 subscribers. I looked today. Yeah. So if you could, it'd be lovely. Or maybe become a channel member, hit the like button, comment, share, become a channel member. And obviously, we'll be doing our draw, won't be until June now, for the signed West Ham shirt. So you could actually have a West Ham shirt signed by possibly the 2022-23 Conference League winners, maybe. Go on, Freddie.
Subscribe to the channel.
There you go. If you don't do it for me, Do it for Freddie. Hashtag do it for Freddie. So that's it. Take care, everyone.
Yeah,
Hope you
thank
good
you very
rest of the day.
much.
And we'll see you guys later on.
Lions.